Today, I just wanted to talk to you about one simple thing, and it's about what to do when you feel like you're stuck in a rut in your life. Now, this could require a really big video, but I just wanted to give a very brief mention at the moment. So, there's all sorts of reasons why you might be feeling like you're stuck in a rut in your life. It might be that you need to move on from a situation, it might be an emotional situation, it might be a work situation, it might be something about where you're living. So, there's all sorts of things, all sorts of big things that could mean that you feel stuck in a rut. But really, here I'm just talking about the little things. So, you get up and your day is not quite going well, or your week isn't quite going well, or your month isn't quite going well, and you just don't know what to do. There's a few tips that I can give you to deal with that. The first one is to just stop and think and identify that things aren't going right. Now, I've often found that if I just try to pretend that things are going okay, so if I'm having a bad day and I just try to sort of pretend that it's all right, I worry about it more than I should. Whereas if I actually face up to the problem and say I need to change something, then that really helps. What are the ways, though, that you can change something? Well, there's so many different things you can do. The first thing you can do is something really simple, like go for a walk, have a cup of coffee, just break whatever it is that you're doing at the moment you feel in a rut about. Often, just by getting some fresh air, often just by taking a pause, you're able to better apply yourself to whatever the challenge is. It might be that you're simply tired and you need to take care of yourself. It might be that you need some time off. And you might say, well, I've got a deadline, I can't take time off. But I'm not talking about lots of time. I'm talking about 5 minutes or 15 minutes or half an hour or something like that. And in most cases, you will be able to do that. It might be that you haven't been drinking enough water, or you haven't been eating properly. So you need to go and drink some water, or you need to have something to eat. It might be that for some reason there's a problem that you're not being able to get past, but if you spoke to someone else about it, either they'll be able to help you solve the problem, or they'll be able to make you feel better about it, make you feel that you're not stupid. They might have come across the same problem, or they might just be able to say that they understand why that problem would be a difficult one. And that validation can really, really help you. The other thing that I think you should do when you're starting a rut is to realize that you've been stuck in a rut before and you got through it before. Quite often, when we encounter something, most of us don't really think about what it was like in the past. But one thing that I've tried to do as I've got older and as I've been thinking about these things much in my work as the influence expert, is how I've dealt with things in the past. So in the past, when things haven't been going well, what have I done? In the past, when I felt stuck in a rut, what have I done? In the past, when I couldn't see past a particular problem, what have I done? Looking back into the past both gives us lessons about what we can do in the present, but it also just shows us that those times do pass, that those problems are overcome. And quite often, looking back, we can think that things that were particular problems worked out not to be major problems. So we can feel a lot better sometimes by looking back. Of course, there may be things that we look back and we don't feel so good about. So we might think to ourselves, this is always a problem for me. If it's always a problem for you, maybe you need to think more deeply about what the techniques are that you use to address that problem, or there's some ways that you can avoid that problem or get someone else to help you with that problem. But I just think this is a really important thing, because if we're going to be as productive as we want to be, and if we're going to lead as fulfilled and happy lives as we want to and that we deserve, then it's really important that we find ways to get ourselves out of a rut each day and to be able to get on with whatever it is that we want to do. So you need to think about some of your own techniques for bringing yourself out of a rut.